Welcome again to our students at Baverstock in the city. Most of you have recently sat a maths test and I have already given you the answers to section A and section B of the test in the previous maths videos. This video will look at the final section of the test, section C. Remember, you can pause or rewind the video whenever you want to. Section C, Building Trades. Question 6. This section starts at question 6. Deepa works as a painter and decorator. She needs to buy 1 roller frame, 2 roller sleeves and 1 roller tray. Deepa finds these prices. 1 roller frame, £3.99. 1 roller sleeve, £4.99, 1 roller tray, £1.79, and a pack of 1 roller tray, 1 roller frame and 1 roller sleeve for £7.99. Deepa says, I can save more than £3 if I buy the pack and 1 extra sleeve. Part A of this question, can Deepa save more than £3? Show why you think this. Now we've had questions like this in part A and part B, where there is a yes or a no answer to can Deepa save more than £3? If you only write yes or no, you will get no marks for this part of the question. You need to show why you think this in order to gain some marks. We need to find out the cost of buying the items separately and the cost of buying the pack and 1 extra sleeve. So let's have a look at the first option. Option 1. 1 roller frame, £3.99. 2 sleeves at £4.99 each, making £9.98 for 2. 1 roller tray at £1.79. Add those together and we get a total of £15.76. Let's look now at option 2. 1 pack, £7.99. 1 sleeve, £4.99. Add those together, we get a total of £12.98. Now, this is clearly the cheaper option. Buying the pack and 1 sleeve is £12.98 compared to £15.76 for buying the things that she needs separately. But the question asks us, can Deepa save more than £3? So what we need to do is take the £15.76 from here and the £12.98 from here and take one away from the other, and we see that she only saves £2.78. She doesn't save the £3. So the answer to this question is no, she cannot save more than £3. Deepa is going to paint 2 walls that are the same size. The diagram shows one of those walls. Deepa knows that 1 tin of paint covers an area of 13 square metres. Deepa has 3 tins of paint. Part B of this question, does Deepa have enough paint for the 2 walls? The area of 1 wall in square metres is 5 metres times 3 metres, which equals 15 square metres. There are 2 walls to be painted, so we have an area of 15 square metres times 2, which equals 30 square metres. 1 tin of paint covers 13 square metres. She has 3 tins, which would cover an area of 13 square metres times 3, which equals 39 square metres. She has enough paint as she only needed enough to cover 30 square metres. Now, I've told you in previous videos that you should not write more for your answer than what the question asks you. That is still true, but here is another tip. Read how many marks are available for each question. This question was worth 4 marks, so yes, without showing how you reach that answer, as was asked for in the box below the question in your question paper, would gain no marks. In order to gain full marks for this question, you need to show why Deepa has enough paint for the 2 walls. Question 7. Evan is learning to make window frames. He needs to work out how much wood he needs for 1 window frame. Evan draws a sketch of the window frame on a grid. Evan has some wood to make the window frame. The total length of the wood is 220 centimetres. Evan says, I am going to have 40 centimetres of wood left over when I make the window frame. Part A of this question, is Evan correct? Show why you think this. One way to see how much wood he needs is to count the small squares along the top of the window frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 small squares. We know each small square is 10 centimetres across because it tells us here. So the top of the frame measures 6 times 10 centimetres, which equals 60 centimetres. The bottom of the frame, this piece along here, measures the same as the top, this piece here. So he needs 60 centimetres times 2, which equals 120 centimetres for the top and the bottom of the frame. Each side of the window frame, these pieces here and here, measure 3 small squares high. 1, 2, 3. Each small square measures 10 centimetres high because it tells us here. So, the side of the frame measures 3 times 10 centimetres, which equal 30 centimetres. We've seen that both sides measure the same, so he needs 30 centimetres times 2, which equals 60 centimetres for the 2 sides of the frame. The total amount of wood needed equals 120 centimetres for the top and the bottom of the frame, 60 centimetres for the 2 sides of the frame, which equals 180 centimetres for the top, the bottom and the 2 sides. He has 220 centimetres of wood because it tells us here. He only needs 180 centimetres because we've worked that out here, which leaves 40 centimetres over. So, was Evan correct? Yes, he was. Evan is correct. Evan designs a roof frame. He knows this roof frame must be symmetrical, the same on both sides. Evan starts to draw the design on the grid. Part B of this question, complete the drawing of the roof frame on the grid. To complete the drawing, both sides need to look the same. It has to be symmetrical, this word here. So it has to be the same on both sides of this centre line here. The easiest way to do this is to count the number of squares along the bottom of the roof frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 squares, so we know we need 6 squares on the other side of the centre line. So we put the line in here. That's near enough 6. The rest is easy. Join the end of the new line, to the centre line to match the other side. And that's that part of the question done. It matches the other side, the black side that Evan had already drawn. Evan needs to check the angle the roof frame makes with the horizontal. He marks this angle on the grid. Part C of this question, measure the angle for Evan. Now, this is the angle that's being referred to here, where this line meets this line. We need to measure the angle there. We shall do this on the next frame. In order to measure an angle, we need to use a protractor, one of these. In case you've forgotten how to use a protractor, or maybe have never used one before, this is how we use it. Before we look how we use it, we need to know that a protractor measures an angle in degrees. And we'd write 32 degrees like this. So, how do we use a protractor? We put the middle of the protractor, this bit just here, just there, that middle bit of the protractor, against the bottom line of the pointed bit of the angle. This line here. Then we look at the other line that makes the angle, this line here. And we look to see where that line meets the curved bit of the protractor here. We then look at the number on the protractor, this number here, which is somewhere between 30 and 40, but it is nearer to 30, and that tells us the measurement of the angle in degrees. Now there's one more important thing that I want to explain to you. If there is a question like this in the exam, it may not be possible to accurately measure the angle. As is the case here, we know that this angle was somewhere between 30 and 40 degrees, but we know that it was nearer to 30 degrees. A small range of answers will be accepted as correct. For this answer here, an answer of between 31 degrees and 36 degrees would be marked as correct. That is all for this video. In this video, we looked at the answers to section C of the maths test that you have completed. We have now completed the answers to all the sections of the maths test. If you are unsure of anything that you have seen in the 3 videos, please ask your teacher for help. Remember, your teacher is there to help you at any time you need help. Keep working hard and good luck.